And we are live. Hello everybody, hello, 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 and welcome to a Sunday afternoon stream. This time it's a beta stream, so anything can happen. We're not going to get upset or uptight about it. We're just going to take it as it comes, when it comes, how it comes. And if you are here to enjoy it with me, I'm very grateful. And thank you for everybody that has arrived. On Discord, we have Tony, Paul, and Uncle John. And obviously, anyone else who wants to join us, you're welcome. On the stream, I can see there's a lot of chatter already. David, very welcome. Ryan, hello. Daryl, welcome. Richard, uh, Christer. Well, I hope it's going to be exciting news. As you can see, that is Vulcan running, and that is our beloved little baby that's running there. So let's just quickly go. Oh yeah, you need to go up. Keep on forgetting. So you guys can see Vulcan is enabled. All right, there's no lies here, and we'll talk to you about it in a minute. I just want to quickly meet, greet the rest of the guys. Dan, Joe, J, Kevin, Yorkie, Martin, Chris. Nice to have you here, Chris. Good to see you. Marius, and there's Paul again. Then we've got Steve, other Steve. Right, we'll talk about the other stuff later. Please remind me about that XPI PC. Mirsad, hello. Andrew, there we go. Tony and Dirk. Alright, okay, so that takes care of the formalities. Gentlemen, welcome. I hope you're going to enjoy it with me. Off the bat, I want to tell you something. This is a beta. It is unstable. But nonetheless, the only issues I have had thus far, which is good news in my book, is I run out of VRAM. Now, I've got a GTX 980 with 4 gig VRAM VGA card. This is something we've been trying to raise funds for almost 6 months now. I really need a new VGA card. I'm not there yet, so if any of you guys do feel like contributing that, you know, a little bit that we are short, feel free to do so. We desperately need a VGA card to get more VRAM, but that is the problem I have right now. I run out of VRAM. I typically run out of VRAM when I jump between aircraft. In other words, I load the 172. Remember that old famous line that I always tell you, load the 172 first, then the Zibo. The moment I do that, I run out of VRAM. I also have a few airports that seems to have some or other memory leak, for lack of a better word, and how else to describe it. There's something that goes wrong at these airports, and bada bing, the next moment there's no more VRAM and explain closes. So the recommended startup that I figured out for the Zibo at this point in time is you simply load it from the menu like any other aircraft, and just to make sure you can come to you guys can't see that. I'm going to show you that. There's a developer tab at the top there. If you click on developer, hang on, I'm going to try and fix this. Give me a second. Let me see if I can show this to you guys. Hold on. Nope, it's not that. If I kill everything, I'm going to have to reset up everything. So just bear with me. I need to find the correct thing to clear out. Alright, that should be it. Okay. So under developer, what I do is I just click on reload the current aircraft, skip art reload. So that will force a reload of the actual aircraft, and then we are back to knowing that we've got a stable Zibo. Alright, you're welcome to try it any other way as well, without restarting, without the 172, etc., etc. It all depends on your system specs and the stability of Vulcan. Marius, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Much appreciated.
Bless you, sir.
Yes. So I think in terms of any negative thing, in terms of crashing out, those are the important things to know about, okay? Because I don't have any other crashes. We did a private stream earlier this morning with me and some of the gang here, and we did some hand flying handles beautifully. If you really think about it, the only thing that's changed is the display engine. It's not anything else. So just be aware of that. You know, the Vulcan is not going to delete things it shouldn't delete. We had a bit of a discussion about that. Um, it's not supposed to do anything funny apart from give you a lot of extra FPS. So let me quickly just turn there and show you guys. I've gone from an average of about 35 frames to 45 to 50 frames, depending on where I am, the kind of um, scenery I use, the kind of clouds that I use, things like that. And speaking of that, not sure if there are any real clouds in the area that I can actually show you. It doesn't really look like it. Well, the little bit that is there, I am making use of SkyMax Pro, the very latest version that was updated through the night on our time zone. Also with the real weather connector, and that obviously is the sun glare there. So I've set it up to be also very FPS friendly because that's one little add-on that can really be nasty on VRAM and frame rates. So that's done. Active Sky gave us endless issues yesterday, so I am not running Active Sky until there is some form of stability. I mean, it took us 3 hours to figure out it was actually Active Sky that was killing us the whole time. So not going there very soon. Those are in a nutshell the things to look out for. The rest is exactly the same. Appears to be, at least. X-Vision doesn't work. The ground services, I was fully under the impression, and I obviously made a mistake, that the JAR Design ground services work. It does not work, at least not at this airport, currently with this situation. Thank you, Mirsad. Much appreciated. Bless you, sir. Hello, Joshua. The ASX issues seems to be related to the open beta that was released on the 23rd of March. That little plugin, the moment it is in the sim, you cannot really start a flight. Or if you start a flight, it takes you into your aircraft and it crashes to desktop. So Jojo, I have not downloaded the new beta Ground Handling Deluxe. I'm glad you told me. I've not had the time. I've been so preoccupied with other things. I will definitely go investigate that because if that is so, then obviously that will be the answer for Ground Handling Deluxe. I mean, you guys should know by now if you've been in the flight sim world for a while. These things update, and when there's a major update in the sim, all the little plugins, all the little add-ons, all the scripts, everything need to update. So please, guys, keep your eyes out and open for, on a lookout for those things, so that you don't miss something very important. Also, please make sure that you have a look at a Laminar research page where they talk about the compatibilities of things. There is a list of things. I don't want to answer the same question a million times. Lists are available, so just go and have a look there, and we'll talk about it when we get there. Well, JJ, the better pushback actually works for me. So it also, again, it shows you how systems differ. It definitely works for me. I've pre-planned already, so unless I've taken too long and it's cancelled my plan, it's already set up for the pushback. So we'll see. All right, Steve, again, yeah, that just shows you the difference in systems. You're very lucky, and I'm glad for you. I couldn't get it going. All right, so yeah, I'll go experiment a little bit more. For me, this is now the second full day really slogging along and trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, and all. And this is going to be my first planned flight. Like I said, we did some VFR hands on the stick circuits and flying and stuff this morning, and I've done it in the Cessna as well, not just in the Zibo. So this will be the first planned flight. Mr. Casey, no, that will be fixed in the next release of STKP. That is not something that I can fix. Dan will fix it. He said, Tony actually left us a message on stream about that, saying that that will be addressed in the next stream. So I have no reason to doubt that. We'll have to wait. Yeah, Steve, I also did. I've got the latest one. Hello, Captain Olaf. I've got the latest NVIDIA drivers. I've cleaned out my system a little bit, done some registry cleaning, C cleaner, clean out all the temporary files. Just made sure that everything is running fine, that we don't have issues. And that brings us to here. Looks very nice. I like the added FPS. So if it holds, we're going to fly from NOC to what's EGNX, East Midlands, I think. First time in my life I'm going to actually land there. Yep, it's East Midlands. I've never used that airport in my life. DDG brought out a brand new EGNX a few days ago. So the link is in the description below the video, guys. Go grab it, and then you'll see where I'm flying. I've also got the airport we are at now. That's also linked up. For testing purposes, just to put you guys in the rest of the picture, I did not set up and configure STKP for this sim. This is my second copy. I have more than one copy, obviously. I don't want to mess up my original master Explain 11. So I'm not going to do all those kind of things. What I've done is I've used PFPX to create the OFP. I've included the calculations for TopCat for our SCL temperature. We mentioned something about that yesterday as well. So today I did use it, and it was just ready for a flight now. I did, Martin. Yes, as you type it, I said it. Yeah, what we'll do is I'll detach the tablet, and I'll put it there for you in front, so we can have it kind of in the eye the whole time, so we can have a look. Overall, FPS much better. That's fine, Ryan. That's fine. I'll be doing some flying and hopefully having a nice chat with you guys. I like the momentum of the stream. It's nice to see that you guys are very dynamic today, and have a lot to say and talk about. So let's go for this. Let's quickly start setting up. Guys, just because I concentrate doesn't mean you don't have to chat. So feel free to chat here on Discord and on the stream as well. And
I was going to say that was quite the intro there, and now that you've stopped talking, people don't know what to do. We've been listening so hard. That's the thing.
Hanging on every word.
Awesome. That's good to know. But don't be scared and shy, guys. Right, let me quickly
Had my
get
first
links.
VRAM crash earlier, and
Okay.
for me, what I found out I've got to do is make sure everything else is closed down, then start Explain. Have nothing else running. That's what kind of does it for me.
All right. Okay. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of things like this. Hello, John, where so many different configurations give so many different variables and things that can go wrong, and different startup procedures and things like that. Um, uh, no reflection on you, Tony, but just in general, I want to mention, guys, please don't forget that we're dealing with a beta. Uncle John says it like 6 times. Beta, beta, Uncle John, 6 times. Uncle John, because it is a beta.
Beta. Don't forget it's a beta.
Just don't start rapping, please. Anyway, you get it. So yes, guys, it's wonderful. It's here. We're going to enjoy it. We are in it now, but please try and make a second copy and fiddle with that. Play with that one. Don't go and kill your original. If you're not as lucky to be able to make one. Just, you know, you can always revert back. I love the energy. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, I'm not going to run this in your ears. Yeah, I upgraded my 32 gig RAM in the week. I have not updated the little text in Stream Elements. I need to go and do that. My problem is my VGA card. That 4 gig VRAM GTX 980 was top of the range when I bought it. You know, cost an arm and a leg and, you know, a foot and a half. But it's over now. You know, it's time for change. That is true, Dan. A lot of developers are sleeping on the job. To be quite honest, it's scary, but it's true. The guys did sleep on the job. Some of these guys have had the beta for like 4 months already. You know, and if you put that into perspective, it actually talks about some really lazy development work that's happened. Now, obviously, there could be a very valid reason why they didn't, you know, go and prepare themselves. So I can't comment on that because I don't know about that. But it makes one wonder, you know, where were you? What were you doing? You knew it was coming. So, yep, it's got great potential. Very great potential. Let's go to our rest of our setup. EIKN, and we're going to fly to EG. And I've just remembered, I haven't even done this in Navigraph yet. I need to go and do that. EGNX before we continue. Let me go grab Navigraph. Hello, Abhishek. Yeah, Vatsum, they're waiting for an update on the CSLs. So let's have a look, see where is my display capture. Flight, new flight. That is one of the valid reasons, you know. So me and my big mouth, you know, I'm used to a lot of action. So inaction to me always puts a bit of a question mark on the story. It's very possible. Right, we need to get rid of some of these things. Patience is a virtue. We have some nasty sayings in this country about patience, so don't get me into a predicament here today. Right, so let's open our chart list. All right, there is no meter yet again for this place, so we're using 1013 as usual. We are going to, just for the hell of it, take off on runway 26 because that's the closest to us, which will also obviously mean that we have less taxiway to worry about. So. Yeah, Dan, I'm not one of those developers who work with this, so I don't know how to work with that. We'll have to find out. Serkan, hello. Yeah, Christer, we're just gonna use it the best we can. Alright, okay, that takes care of that, baby. Let's see what this one looks like. This is a crazy approach. I think I'll edit this a little bit. I don't see me flying this whole holding thing and then doing that funny turn there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. Right, then approaches runway 09 or 27. That is now a wonderful question. What do we have in terms of the weather? Let me just go check that. One 50 at 14 knots. Ooh. I'd go for 9. Ooh, that looks interesting. We're definitely going to edit this flight plan. This is definitely, I'm telling you now, from Nugra going straight there. But we'll check it first. We'll check it first. Maybe there's merit in this. Serkan, we did speak about it. There is apparently a beta out from Jar Design. Please go and download the updated beta, and then it should apparently work. Ebola cell. Thank you, Steve. I did notice this is not an eyedrop final. This is like a cheap pair of glasses final. Like there's two eyes there. I mean, we'll figure out when we get there. I'm actually wondering, where does that start?
This is interesting, Nico, because it's I often have trouble editing the flight plans, so this might be a chance for you to show us how it's done.
I'm thinking, I'm just studying it a little bit. I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Because obviously it brings you here. I'm not sure if it's going to force the hold. We'll have to see. But then it takes you over and across at the beacon. You then turn out and come back. So I don't know. We're going to have to look down. We're going to see. Yeah, we're going to have to go have a look, guys. We don't know. I honestly don't know. Let's see if we can see on the world map. Something is creating a bit of a problem there for us. So we're going to have to look. If it's not mountains, it's obviously it's the cities or towns, noise abatement. I don't know. We're going to have a look. We are going to have a look. So what we are going to do is we're going to export this as is. And then we're going to get it into the aircraft and then we're going to play with it. And let's see what it does for us. Okay. I exported to the wrong folder. Hold on. I exported to the normal copy of Explain. Need to get that into the beta. Kevin, that is part of the broadcasting side of things. It's not part of Explain. So it's called Benny Overlay, BENE Overlay. And that's just for you guys out there while I'm doing the broadcasting. No worries. Serkan, what do you mean after working program? Not sure what you mean with that. Need to check. Zero fuel weight 58.2, takeoff weight 65.1, perfect, and that is nice. All right, so just as a matter of interest for those who do recognize the difference, this comes from PFPX. It does not come from some brief, so just bear that in mind. So we've got 2.5 in our reserves. We're going to fly with a cost index of 6. And you know what? I forgot to start my VA client. Better start that one quickly. It should work. It should. That is the report. You can scroll back in the text here. Somebody did report it's working, so we can't say it's not so. We have to take it, and then you go download and tell me if it's not so. But I've got no reason to doubt anything that I've been told from the stream, so it must be so. Right, flight level. What flight level are we talking? 310. Right, I've started the VA client. 310. All right, now in PFPX, this is a question that was raised from the Zibo stream. I've got my control set up on my yoke, Serkan, so I obviously set it up manually first, but then I let the FMC and the systems handle it from there on, and then just before landing, we should be in trim anyway, so you shouldn't have to worry about trimming it. So hope that helps. Anyway, talking about the top of the climb winds and things like that, in my PFPX, I obviously have control. So I have been able to configure the top of climb winds and things as we discussed on stream with Zibo. So I'm going to use the method we used that day, and then we're going to take it further. Top of the climb, I say it's -5. And then what we'll do is we will then go and add the average winds a little bit later. I'm just checking transition altitude. The transition altitude according to the chart is 5,000. I need to change that, and we're going to execute. We'll see now it shouldn't be insufficient fuel. We will double check everything. So let's go to our departures as we recall them, and let's go check our legs. Oh, look how nice it's drawn that. Looks like an infinite sign. Right, and then we've got a hold. Then we do have a hold. Right, we will fly the hold then. How's that, Paul?
It's certainly interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Zoom out a little bit. That seems to be a bit far off. That is very far off. So let's quickly go and redo this one. I've seen it happen a few times in the UK where this thing goes a bit haywire. So let's go and check those legs again. We do not want to fly an 80 nautical mile teardrop. Don't think that's good for politics today. There we go. Alright, so guys, please take note. If you get a funny like that, I actually told this to Zibo as well on stream the last time. If you get funnies like that, it obviously comes in with the import of the flight plan. If you do it manually, you'll probably won't have it, but you'll have much more fun trying to input this manually than just importing the flight plan anyway. So just be careful when you get that. Just go cycle your departure or arrival, whichever one is bugging out on you. Hello, Kevin. Right, let's just zoom in a little bit and try again. Step through. All right, that's it. That's it. So there we go. There's our teardrop, and then we're going. This is going to be an extremely interesting approach. Wow, exciting stuff. All right. That's probably also why it said we're using reserve fuel, because to add that extra 80 nautical miles was not planned. That was a very good clue from the system. Just shows you how accurate the FMC works it out for us. Good stuff. All right, so we've got that. Then we can go to, in fact, not go back. FMC to preferences. We need to look at this one. So the outside air temperature is 13. All right, so where is my Adobe again? Let's quickly go have a look. All right, so this is worked out by TopCat now. So the values given to us is we're going to use a derated takeoff of 2 on 35 degrees Celsius, and the climb is just limited by the structure, so we can actually climb as fast as we can to get there. Yes, Martin, I did mod the Zibo a little bit. Exactly, Krister. Exactly. So there we go. That takes care of that page for us. We're going to use flaps 5. All right. I do not have STKP running at this point in time, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to fill in all of these things. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab the winds, whatever winds we can get here. Oh, look at that variable wind. It's crazy. Look how it's dancing there. Okay, we're going to settle for 100 at 20. Terribly gusting, guys. Terribly gusting. I'm not going to worry about the slope and the heading for now. We will accept that. We will do that next time again when we have the information available to us. Steve, I did not change my graphic settings. I can obviously show you. Give me a second. Only from TopCat. The only other way, Kevin, that you can get it is if you do this. Let me show you. Right, this is that famous vault of mine. This is what it looks like on my PC. So if you go to your runway slope folder, you will see there's an Excel spreadsheet that looks like this. All right, so what you can do is you can go to Navigraph, and you can take a note of the elevation at the end of the runway and at the beginning of the runway. So at the beginning of the runway, come on, we have, I need to zoom in, 665. At the end of the runway, we have 587. And then the length of the runway in feet is 7546. So it means a down 1. So by using this calculator, which is freely available to you guys, you can actually go and do it. So you can go and say down 0, 1, 0.1, man. 0.1. Right, okay, let's just add that runway heading. So the runway heading here is 264. So that's a manual way of doing it. How's that? Then we actually did it. Now you know how to do that manually as well, so you don't need your STKP. Yeah, I saw that, Dan. Oh, I heard about it. McTrying actually told us. Neil, the performance data on my OFP that you are referring to is something that I programmed in myself. It is from PFPX. And my PFPX and TopCat are integrated with each other. So what I did was I went and modified my OFP to actually include the information. You can also see the landing information is in there. The recipe is in my private hangar / OneDrive that I just showed you guys. The link is below the video in the description. So if you've got the aptitude for it, please go and find my recipe. It is in there, and if you have got the same utilities, you can just modify it with my files and my instruction. It's all in that private vault, in the private hangar. All right, okay, let's continue. I've done most of the stuff there already. I was bored waiting for the stream to start, so I did a couple of things. I was, excited. You get here like an hour before the time, you think, woo! Then you sit here and you realize you're going to get bored out of your skull. What is our landing elevation? Let me quickly go check. Landing elevation, airport elevation, runway elevation is 306. So we can go for 300. Oh yes, Neil, we're all waiting for the performance calculator to be finished, even me. Right, what else do we need to do? Seatbelt signs and start our APU.
Are you going to play with the Sea of G today, Nico, or is that already done before
I
the stream
haven't,
started?
no, I haven't played with it. Do you want me to play with it? Let's go play with it. Let's go do that. Let's go look at our graph. Let's see what it says. Alright, so the CFG again default to around 25.5. Alright, so what we want to do is obviously move it a different way, so it needs to come forward. So I'm going to add 400 there. And I'm going to just take it away. Yeah, subtract it. 1019. Let's go check it again. That gives us 23. So we can actually add a little bit more. So let's do this. I'm not going to pretend to be good at maths in the middle of the day. That's early morning stuff, that. So let's take away 150. With 869. Press the wrong button. 1441 plus 150. One 591. Go check again. But now we're at 22. I'll actually do another 100. So 1691 and 769. 21.8. Let's leave it at that. So that's going to give us a little bit better landing CG. Paul, you happy?
I'm ecstatic. And Was the recommended range between 20 and 23?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Cole, welcome. Krister, I've got too many other things going through my mind. That's why God allowed some clever guy to invent a calculator. All right. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, God blessed us all with our own unique abilities. Right, the next thing, guys, before we forget, Paul, you need to shift your CG now in your takeoff reference. You need to click that button and you need to go and verify your takeoff speeds again. Guys, please remember, if you fiddle with your CG, it needs to be set up correctly so you can do your trim properly now. Otherwise, your trim is going to be out. Right, okay, that takes care of that. Let us call out Doug. Hopefully it still remembers.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
There we go. Yes, I am. I'm not sure that's what it's called though. I'll have to look up the exact name of it, but I've changed the PFD, the clock, the displays and everything, you know, here on the middle pedestal. That's correct. Dan, do yourself a favor and get my latest checklist. You have to have a landing checklist, not a takeoff checklist. Landing CG. A landing CG between 20 and 23 for the best stability. So if you look at my latest
all doors
checklist,
and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Just move it up a little bit. There it is. This is how it's now included in the checklist, so you guys can go read up on it. And then there's also a lot of tips and stuff at the back end of it, you know, at the bottom of this document regarding landing and things like that. So I've upgraded it quite a bit.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Before we do that, we better finish the MCP. Wow, what is this runway heading again? Can't remember. 264. And I'm not flying online, so I can pretty much do what I want. Oh yes, but what I want to do, I actually want to remove that. Then I want to add my 20. That's going to be 65. So what we're going to do is we're not going to do a VNAV takeoff. We're going to bug up the speed ourselves. Somebody was complaining it wasn't working. So while we are here, I might as well do a quick test. Save me from setting up a spare flight for that. So we're going to do that. We'll wait until 1,000 feet for that call out before we're going to introduce the pilot. KitKat, so far so good. I mentioned a couple of problems I had in the beginning of the stream, but apart from those things mentioned, I have not had any issues. This will be my first full-blown flight with proper startup procedures, you know, the way I'm presenting it now. We have done some circuits and just horsing around with it, so we know the Zibo works, but this is the first complete flight. Ryan, please stop talking about someone else's streams and stuff on my stream. Otherwise, I'm going to ban you now. You are not supposed to come and upset the whole stream rhythm. Please, Ryan. If you have a problem with another streamer, go ask him what his problem is.
Flight attendants prepare for departure, cross-check and all call, thank you.
Thank you, Cole.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Gents, the only other thing I can comment on is there are a lot of blurry textures. If you look at your handle there for the parking brake, Vulcan still needs to be optimized, obviously. So a lot of texture blurries and things do occur, but it's a minor. I mean, it's not going to take away from the enjoyment of it. Carl, my initial thoughts, apart from mentioning the issues, is this is good. This is the good direction we're going into. The rest of society needs to come to the party now, all the other developers, so that we can get our stuff back looking like it used to and working like it used to. The aircraft guys, the plug-in guys, they've got a lot of work to do. But in terms of Vulcan, excellent. And I promised I was going to put this thing there so we can have it kind of in our eyes the whole time. So you can watch the FPS there. I've got good FPS. I've really nothing to complain about. This is killing me that the sun is doing that, but that's just how it is. So we skip those kind of things and
Operation
continue.
Complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Wow. I think so, yeah. Cole, you've got the right idea there. It's an optimization of a lot of things, and that's why we get all these better frame rates and performance, but yeah, there's a lot of work to do. Hello Steve, welcome.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Maybe that's a better view, right? Okay, so we've done that. We need to bring these things in order. Left that one. Put on the pro beads. Cancel out this one. KitKat, yes, I did. From an average of 30 to 35, it's jumped now there to almost 50. Granted, it all depends on the area you fly in and the weather and things like that. But I've got SkyMax Pro loaded, and the little bit I've flown with it, and with different aircraft, including the Zibo now, it seems to be really excellent on frame rates. It's much smoother. Also, another thing, if you guys are used to that little stop, that freeze that you get when you take a screenshot, that's gone. if you move around and you take a little screenshot with X-Plane's built-in screenshot facility, you don't have that pause anymore, you know. So it goes so grey because of the sun. It's sun glare. That's basically what it is. We're looking at the sun, so that's why it does that. That's just the way it currently displays it. Now in the normal X-Plane, we all, well, most of us have either a reshade or an X-Vision, or you know, something that takes care of it for us, you know, like that. So now we don't. This is vanilla X-Plane with Vulcan, you know, with obvious little bit of add-ons mentioned. Steve, a couple of plugins don't work, like my ground services, but somebody did report there's a beta update, so I'll also go grab it after the stream. Makes sense, Carl. Makes sense. So the only big issue I have for the guys that have joined late is I run out of VRAM when I go from one aircraft to another aircraft. So I just don't do it, so then I don't get that specific error. And then some of the airports that I visit seems to be too much for the system to load, and then it just crashes out. So minor little things.
Flight attendants prepare for takeoff, please.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Of course. Guys, this is the first beta release. It's not supposed to be the Holy Grail. It's now up to us to do our beta testing, get back to Laminar, help them sort out, you know, this whole thing. That's what beta testing is all about. Just make sure you've got the latest one. So I'm gonna go grab that one myself. Alright, we're going to start our backtrack then very soon on this runway, and then get going.
Approaching 2-6. On runway 08, 1,400 feet remaining. Flaps. $100 remaining.
Ryan, as long as you keep everything on point, it's when you twiddle off and go on a tangent that's not related to the stream that things get stuff. Because it is disturbing to the viewers, it's disturbing to me and my concentration. So please keep it tight, you know, stick to the program, then everything will be fine. I've got no problem speaking with you if you do that. I think it's pretty much what I just said, Carl.
On runway 26.
That too. Right, let's go tackle this wind. Let's see what it actually does to us. Because the way it was dancing earlier, it was crazy. Come on. It's not listening to me.
Taxiway.
80 knots.
This is crazy winds. I'm deflecting fully and it's not doing what I wanted to do. Alright, let's just calm down. There, now it's listing. Look at this wind.
Caution.
Look what it
On
does.
taxiway. On taxiway.
Come on, come on.
Positive rate.
Oh, I'm glad I don't fly with explained winds and weather. If I have to fly like this every day, I will die. Oh God, I won't do it. Yes, it's crazy. I was fully
1,000.
deflecting and it just went sideways. This is not on. Look at that wind now. I mean, it's changed knots. I mean, 20 knots, and it's coming from the back, so shows you. Don't do that. But I did.
I'm glad you got off the ground. That would have been a disappointing end.
I tell you what. Tell you what. If I have to fly with unstable wind like this, my whole story would go for a ball of spit. I didn't even do the whole proper takeoff thing now. Just trying to survive now. Just trying to survive. There we go. Let autopilot take over. Ah, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we made it. We made it.
That's funny, Jeff.
Oh my soul. It's not smoke. This is the way the weather depicts. This is haze, I suppose, supposed to be. What do you think, Paul?
I can't tell between haze and the sun glare effect.
Yeah,
That's
it's crazy. Well, the sun glare looks a bit like that. You see, that's sun glare, and this is just haze down there. So I don't know. It's terrible, man.
Oh yes.
Dan, Cork is not transmitting any weather information. It is stopped about 3 days ago. There's no weather information from the weather station here. So I just took one of the runways that looked nice with a nice takeoff, and I went for it. So Steiner, yeah, it does. A major difference because there is no transmitted weather. Not one of the applications gives any indication of what the weather is, because there's no transmission in the real world. You can go check it on Windy. It just says no METAR available. So I just took one and I just went with it, and that is obviously created a very nice jive for us, you know. Oh my soul. Yeah, I think the guys are also under lockdown or something, you know, part of what's happening with the whole world now. The guy who does the METAR is probably at home. Keep the seatbelts on a little longer. Yeah, probably. Edward's got a nice long runway, and I think multiple runways with multiple directions as well. I'm running Experiality. What is it? Experialistic. This one, Experialistic. Look at that wing. Woohoo! Captain Geo, yes, fly with Lua works, otherwise XP Realistic would not work, because the version of XP Realistic that I use for the head movements and stuff is Lua based. If there is no METAR, you have to thumb suck. Okay, I used the, I'll show you. I used the FMC earlier. It won't show us now, we'll have to request it again. I used the ATIS request function, no METAR. I went to windy.com, no METAR. I went to the map, no METAR. So that's why, guys, I just set up a flight, and we obviously enjoyed the fruits of that labor. You know, that just goes actually to prove how important proper flight planning is, because if you don't do it properly, you get crap like that. It happens. Yes, it's ortho scenery. I've got orthos for the whole of the British Isles. Guys, you will see, look, it is a bit blurry and all. That's also a Vulcan thing. I mean, I've got zoom level 17 here. That's not what it looks like in the normal X-plane. So, Captain Geo, no, not yet. Not that I know of, unless I missed an update. But up till last night, it still did not work. Bye-bye, airport. Kind of blurry. You see, so a lot of optimization there needs to happen, or something to it. I don't know.
Current FMS, Nico?
What FMS? So,
FMS.
what about the FMS?
Sorry, apologies. Frames per second FPS.
FPS. Oh yeah, no, I've got it there on screen. It's about 40.
Thank you.
Toolkits pulling in the chart.
Okay, because yesterday it also didn't. But thank you for that. Thanks for that. I mentioned that I'm not using the toolkit right now, Tony, because I didn't set it up for this sim. I don't want to go and reconfigure it and go and reconfigure it again later, you know, to play between the sims. So we did it kind of old school, halfway. Thanks, Carl. Hi, Norman. Yes, I did. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Let me put it up here. This is a neat new facility that we get with a new build. Look, it tells you which section is using what FPS or putting what strain on the system. So this is kind of interesting. The Lua uses quite a bit. Fly with Lua NG is the other one. Then you've got SkyMax Pro, which is smaller. XRAS, that's smaller. AOS, no idea what that stands for. I have to think about that one. And then the data ref tool's got a little bit. There's Gizmo coming in. And so this is a nice way of seeing what's eating up your resources, right? And I mean, XLua, which is what's required for the Zibo, obviously uses a great chunk of it. And then Fly with Lua for XP Realistic in your normal Lua add-ons is the other big one. Steve, it's under plugins. You go and you say show hide plugins, and you know this is the new way of displaying your plugin menu. And then you go to performance. Dan, I have about a 10 to 15 FPS increase through the bank almost. Lua is the Lua script engine that is used by the Zibo, by Lubos, to create the scripts, to create the Zibo mod. Yeah, this is an excellent tool. You can see a whole bunch of things happening here. So anyway, there you go. It is there. Yes, I haven't tested it without Vulkan, but this is it was introduced, a new introduction in X-Plane 11.50. It's not in the old version. Oh, look at that wind. Look at that, look at that. Yo. Now I remember why I stopped using the default X-Plane weather. It's a killer, man. It's not nice, not friendly. Hello, Alex.
Questions, Nico?
I can, but what's the fun in that, Krista? I mean, we are testing the Zibo in Vulcan, so I think this is a good test. Captain Geo, I have no idea what to say to you. What I would suggest is go to the X-Plane org and get the latest Fly with Lua NG that was specifically designed for X-Plane 11, because you might have an old version. Get the latest update, try again, see. My Lua works perfectly. I mean, you guys can see it's working, so I don't have issues. Into the rig, hello. Dan Gill, not all plugins work, my friend. I've had to disable X-Vision. Ground handling doesn't work. To name two I've mentioned a few times in the stream already. The rest of my stuff seems to work, or at least the ones I've tested. Don't know what that is. You'll have to show me a screenshot, Alex. No idea what it is. Krister, that is the correct way of doing it. You have to go and check on the developer blog or somewhere to see what is working, what's not. Boofhead, the X-Vision update is almost worthless for me, because without the shaders, the textures alone doesn't mean anything to me. Alright, good. Right, so I'm not sure why, but we are not climbing. We are supposed to climb. Let's go check the legs page. Maybe there is a restriction I'm not aware of. Why is it doing that?
Orbital basement information zero. 1200 Zulu Bravo. With 16019. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 1800 view. 6000 scattered. 20,000 broken. Temperature 14. Area QNH 99.
Yeah, something went wrong there. Not sure what that is. Let's quickly go to the pages, scan through them. Somewhere it's like something didn't initialize or something dropped out. Cruise altitude is gone. That's why. In actual fact, that should solve it. So let's go try that. Yeah, that's gonna solve it. I don't know, it lost the cruise altitude. I fiddled with a couple of things there, so it could very well be my mistake. So let's just set 310, and we now should work now. Hey Chris. Dan, I have not heard anything from them and I have not been to their forum yet. I'm pretty sure if you go to the X-Pilot forum there should be a status update or something there. More than likely yes, as far as I know it is a CSL thing. That is what it's about. The CSLs cannot display. Tony?
Yes, sir.
You okay there?
I'm all good. Just setting up a little flight, yes.
Alright, I'm just talking to you to keep your mic hot so you don't drop out the room again. Paul, Uncle John, you're so quiet.
Yes.
Only because you're busy with answering questions, but
Call, yeah, that was fun. I got a copyright strike on YouTube because I included, you know, a little clip from another YouTube video, and the owner of the video took exception to it. I would have thought, you know, it's nice to get exposure, but this guy didn't like it, so I had to cut out his video from my video, and that's just one of those silly things. Some people just cannot handle other people doing them a favor. So Uncle John? Uncle John?
yes, sir.
Call wants to know how are you doing there on screen, on text. Carl, he says, Uncle John, you're doing okay, sir? Question mark, second last
I do
message.
apologise. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, Carl. A little bit under the weather yesterday, but I picked up a lot, thank you. Thanks for asking.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, Alex. Carl, I'm saying the same. You know, when I saw that thing come through here, I just thought to myself, oh no, man. You know, it's just, I just cut it out and got rid of it.
Yeah. I've also just spent a bit of time looking at the weather over Ireland, and it is hazy and cloudy, so maybe the depiction of the weather's not as bad as we thought.
I don't know. I don't know, but for me, the wind low level was really bad.
Oh yes.
You're on active sky?
No, this is SkyMax Pro with default weather. Now I can't even spell. I mean, reboot. Blogger man, I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to just work. So maybe reboot. If that doesn't work, upgrade your Java because you need Java for that. Get the latest Java. Other than that, I don't know. You're going to have to contact their support.
Yeah, I used to have SkyMax Pro a while back. I'm not sure if they have improved now the draw at high altitudes or not.
I don't know. We're test flying it. Look, see what you can see, how you feel about it. I think it's a much better option than I had in 1141. It looks like they upgraded it a little bit, not just compatibility wise, but it does look much better than what I'm used to it. Also, the performance is much better. Look there, I'm doing almost 30 the whole time, frame rate per second. So this in itself, SkyMax Pro used to be an intensely badly optimized frame rate killer, you know, but from what I can see here, guys, honestly, this looks really good. I have no problem with it. I really like it now.
Yeah, see, I'm on ultra weather right now, but I just downloaded the latest version of SkyMax to see how it behaves.
Yeah, this is the latest one that came in overnight, so even better than yesterday. Then I didn't read the change log, so I can't tell you what changed, but yeah.
Well, I'll have to try it on my next flight. I just took advantage of the Polish airport being free to do a flight from Gdańsk.
Good. Yeah, I also grabbed that. Yeah, I'm impressed with the SkyMax and also with the real weather connector. Really works very well. I've already got active sky, so I don't want to go and invest in another weather engine just because I'm testing a beta, guys. Just for your information as well. Yeah, this model I'm flying, this is the beta Vulcan 1150. Yep. That's the whole point of the stream, you know, so I'm glad we had a bit of fun in here as well, and craziness and all. We've really put the aircraft and the system to the test thus far.
Yeah, I'm staying away from the beta for now just because I really don't have time to fiddle with it with work. And it's a space thing. I mean, I would get another hard drive to have enough space to make a copy of Explain, and right now getting a hard drive is kind of difficult.
Dan, I've given up on those add-ons. I have tried every single add-on on the org or on other places that claims to give you better FPS or FPS optimization. I must be blind, but I don't see them doing diddly squat, so I stopped using them completely. Hello, Reggie. Yeah, you can come to Discord. Just come to the FBO, I'll drag you in. cat just made an awful noise. Looks like it, or sounds like another cat came and took a jab at her. Shame. My dogs love it because now they can go and bark and try and catch the other cat. There they go. Placebo effect. You know what? We are all made so differently, and we all have our own taste, and that is what drives the whole thing, Potato, tomato. At this point in time, I'm just glad that I've got better clouds from SkyMax Pro than the default ones that I was stuck with the first install. Starting it up the first time, I looked at those default clouds and I really sighed a lot. This at least looks a little bit better.
Thousand to go.
Still not active sky though, are they?
Well, some guys on stream, Uncle John has said that the active sky worked very well with this one. That was not my experience. You guys know what I went through yesterday to get streaming. I just couldn't get past starting active sky. I don't know. So I might give it a try later on again, and at least then I know what it is that is breaking it or not. So we'll have a go again. Steve, I use Active Sky Performance Clouds. My little VGA card is not good enough for the quality clouds. My FPS goes to rubbish when I use quality. Mashed potatoes. Yeah, well, you see, again, that's your taste. Carl, apparently more than one guy actually said it does. No, I don't know how good, but there is an open beta, so I'm not sure if that open beta is the actual one. It didn't work for me for a long time yesterday, and I had a lot of issues with it. Hello, Reggie.
Monica, at this point in time, I'm just glad that
yeah, now you're echoing for us.
old ones that I was stuck with.
Yeah, given that makes a big difference if you use proper resources.
Sorry about that, sorted.
Thank you, sir.
I'm looking forward to the holding pattern.
Yeah, I want to see if the wind doesn't break the wings off or something. We should get there.
Yeah, it's really windy here this morning. Really windy. A warm wind, thankfully.
Carl, that is a massive system. What I wouldn't give for something like that. Wow. It's Mr. Spock. Wow, okay.
So, how far to top of descent?
72 nautical miles, Paul.
Yeah, I was just wondering, on the charts, what is it, a right-handed hold or a left-handed hold, or
I
what's
don't
the
know, we'll have
entry
to
like?
look now. It looks like a right-handed hold. We'll check now. We'll check now. 109.35.
I don't know much about the second-hand market for graphics cards, but if everybody's upgrading, I'll be rubbing my hands together.
For sure. Hello, phones. Yeah, I think most of us are experimenting now, seeing what works. All good. One zero 506. Precision altitude. Six. 14 knots of wind anyway. Okay, good luck with that one. Right, I don't have all the information available to me as usual, so I'm not going to worry about the rest. The only thing I'm really going to worry about is just my transition level, which I think should be 060. I'm not going to go and do all the calculations manually and go mess around with that too much. Not important right now. Right, I've just pulled my throttles on the quadrant and the hardware to idle. I don't know, this is my first proper long flight. It's come down from almost 50 to 35. So there is definitely a little bit of a drop. It didn't stay constant at almost 50. We'll see as we fly. Thank you, Dan. Guys, it could be triangular for all I know. You know, I don't know. Don't ask me things like that. I'm glad you guys are having that discussion. All these clever people, when they start talking, I just sit one side and go, yeah, okay. Yeah, overall much higher. Much higher, much higher. Okay. I think I've got about everything I need. These poor fellows never went to the toilet. Let's release them quickly. Run!
Long queue.
Fortunately, there are two. Alright, while I'm sitting here, I quickly went and found the jar design update. Guys, it is true. Here you go. See, I don't mix with people that lie. My guys are trustworthy. When they say it's there, it's there. There you go, there's the link. Go grab the new jar design ground handling beta. And bookmark that page, because that's the only place they will update it. Don't go to the org or any other place to download it. That's the only place. Mirsad, it's in my install guide as far as I know, and if it's not, I'll get you a link. Hold on, let me get you guys the link anyway, because I'm sitting here with it very close by. Hold on. You guys use this Discord a lot, eh? Look at all the stuff you've put in here. It's amazing. Wow. To go back to find this thing.
Isn't there a search function in Discord?
I've used it to search people and their discussion, but not so much posts. I've got it. Got it. There's your link. You guys can go grab it. It's just a texture replacement. You can have it in either white or gold. I prefer the white, so it's just. Well, thank you, Chris. Tell you what, there are a couple of names who appeared earlier on my stream who are very big spirits on the Zibo forum, like Chris Reed, for instance. Stand-up guy, amazing character. I've had lots of good discussions with him. There are some pretty clever guys on the stream. Don't for one moment think I'm the king of the castle. I just own the stream, but there are some guys in here that even I look up to and I can just admire. I've just mentioned one name, but look at Carl. Look at the amount of information he's sharing. There's some pretty amazing guys, and the funny thing is, even though Zibo don't speak often, I know he watches the streams from time to time. Twixter, Jan, Jorge, Yeri, you know, the team, you know, they're all there from time to time, and you know, there's a great bunch of guys here, you know. So like I said, stand-up guys, most of you, I'm honest, I think that most of the people, in fact, I don't know of a single one that is part of our group, that includes the Facebook group, the stream group, the Discord group. There aren't salty people here. There aren't guys who are looking and picking fights. You know, it's more mature audience. It's a more mature kind of person that you'll find here. So you guys must always feel free. Nobody's gonna bite your head off if you say something or ask something, because we're just normal guys who respect each other. And I mean, really, the guys here, it blows your mind when you start speaking to some of these guys. I go, what? You can't imagine the nice guys and all the knowledge that we have here. Absolutely a family, big family. Tony, you still here?
I am indeed, sir.
Okay, just checking. Every now and then just throw a sigh or something into the mic.
Okay, I'll say something every once in a while so you know I'm still alive.
Yes, please. Now we're descending 20,500 now, so we're on our way. We're gonna enjoy this approach. I can't wait to see this aircraft fly this approach. Absolutely. By the way, just while I'm thinking about it, somebody was asking, talking about it on the forum. I need to go back to that post. I'm not sure if the person don't understand what the flight path vector indicator is there. You know, that little squiggly line that moves indicating where you're going to. But guys, there's a lot of information on here that you guys can pick up on. I mean, now it's kind of stable, but once we start to turn, you'll see that little white line moves around, showing us the vector there. Yeah, I'll have to go back before I really comment anymore. I don't want to say something wrong about the post, but yeah, that thing there that continuously move, it's got a purpose. Alright, it needs to tell you where you're going to. So if you look at that little thing, that's your flight path vector over there. That's just a different display of it, and this will give you more up and down inclusive, and that's just left and right. And we have it on the HUD as well over
there. We got loads of love coming our way, Nico.
Yeah, thanks guys, thank you. That's your flight path vector basically. It tells you in which direction you know, the aircraft is tending. You know, not necessarily flying, but tending. It's leaning, it's rolling, it's turning into a certain way. You'll see it will be influenced by the weather, by your wind and things that happens like that. Whereas the one over here is you know, made for your landing more than that one. That's just for the flight path, but this is for your whole landing situation. Yeah. Velocity vector as well, good name for that, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's there for a purpose. It basically shows you where you're going to. You know, so if you look at it, we are busy descending, so you've got a nose down attitude. See it as your nose, basically, with your little wings. You know, so it's showing you the vector that you are moving in, basically. Absolutely. And as we can see there, it's in the HUD as well. So that is your level, ground, basically 0. So now we are descending, so we're going below 0. You'll see it moves around. You'll see if you go left or right, it will move. Exactly like a tail, yeah. And that's because of the influence of the wind, because the aircraft constantly needs to compensate for the wind, so it will crab or not crab and things like that. So that's why it goes and wags its tail at you. Steve, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and thank you for visiting. Watch the video later if you have time. Well, that's a nice way to describe it, Carl. Thank you. Can't wait for this now. Looks freaking amazing. At least there's a bit of a deceleration there, because it's a whole bunch of turns there.
I was just wondering about that.
Yeah. Fonts, as far as I know, it's literally, it's a PNG or a JPEG. It's I think it's irrelevant what operating system you are using. It's literally just a PNG or a JPEG that you replace. So if there is something in there already that's working, it should work.
Is that the star that you're using for the approach on your account?
Yes. Yeah. It's the
Interesting.
AMPIT 1 Echo star, the one AMPIT 1 Echo arrival, and that then ties into the ILS with the NDB arrival.
So why would they do that? Just to lose height?
Probably restricted airspace. There's probably other big airports in the area, so they need to use the limited airspace they have to bring you down, to slow you down, things like that. I'm not familiar with the area, but I mean, you can see
Yeah,
a whole
you've got
bunch of
Birmingham.
towns.
There are cities around there. So yeah, that's probably the case actually.
Yeah. When the plane is level, your glide slope is 0. You're probably referring to your angle of attack. Depending on the CG, it will be a little bit nose up, you know, a few degrees nose up. I don't know if that answers your question, Steve. It's 3.4 right now, so the green band there is normal, so it shows us we're going downhill now. This is the first time, guys, I said it earlier in the stream, first time in my life I'm landing here. Never used this airport in a flight sim ever in my entire life. First time. It's like the one we landed at the other day as well, Luton. Just always fly over it, and then I decided, nope, today I'm going to use it. Hello Martin, welkom. Lekker om jou hier te hê. Werk jy nie vandag nie? Ah. Yeah, that comes from SkyMax Pro, the real weather connector.
Yeah, I intend to get that. My PC, I'll wait till Vulcan is up and running properly, and then I'll get that. A couple of other bits that actually run on the Mac.
Okay. Yeah, it's nice. Steve, I used the speed brake just a short while, just to bring me down so that I can be in flaps range. Then I used flaps 1. It's currently armed, it's not deployed at all, so it's armed for the landing. My auto brake is set to 3. The runway is fair distance long, so I'm not too concerned about that. I mean, the aircraft is nice and slow now, so we've got it under good control, and I don't need to use any more braking action really. I use the keyboard. If you look at your keyboard, there's a row of numbers above the alphabet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number 4, I'll show you. Number 3 is to move it forward, and number 4 is to pull it back. So forward, back, 3, 4. You can do that too, Christer. I just use the keyboard, it's quicker for me. Excellent. So you learned something today again. Right, well, there's the final hold coming, and I see the aircraft is descending now again, so we're going to let it go into the hold. I'll do 1 orbit, then exit out, and that should be done. And look at the frames, we still got 30 plus. As long as I get about 30, I'm happy. Below 30, it's okay, but below 20 is a hell of a problem. That's not where you want to be. We'll get there, Uncle John, we'll get there.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Thanks, Chris. Michael, sorry, I was watching Facebook, so I had a bit of a delayed reaction on pressing the altimeter button. Thank you so much,
Yes.
appreciate it.
You're an absolute star. Appreciate it.
Well, you know, it makes me think that if we actually met Nico in person, we'd probably buy him a meal, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
And what we can do instead is, you know, give Skymatics the price of that meal so he can help us with a new graphics card. You know, I've downloaded stuff from his hangar loads of times, and I'm sure you guys have too, so let's put our hands in our pockets, eh?
Thank
And
you.
I'm sorry, Nico, if you found that embarrassing.
No, I don't mind, thank you, I appreciate it.
I agree. And Zibo.
Yeah, don't forget Zibo.
Mind you, just get you the steaks for a braai.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, I've got a little bit of a problem here in... I'll do one orbit, but it looks like we're turning the wrong way around. So, we'll do the one orbit and then exit and then just vector ourselves if we have to. Hang on. I'm just looking at the chart. We are flying away from the airport, so it's still correct. It needs to do this orbit. We'll exit on the other side. So let's arm the exit already. Alright, and we'll execute it once we've made the turn. Because this is actually just the hold. I'm looking at the chart incorrectly. We're flying away from the airport, so it needs to do the hold, then come back over the airport, and then turn around. So I'm premature on that one.
So, would you have the hold entered and armed ready in case you had to use it?
I'm in fact going to use it. Because this thing is cutting out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to execute it. Alright, so what's going to happen, it's going to now turn left, go past the airport, do the teardrop and come back for the landing. So that is, in my estimation, it didn't really descend in the hold. So it was just like a traffic calming zone, you know, like a sleeping policeman. So we went around it. Now we're going to go over the airport, do the teardrop and come back. And you can see the VNAV's going to kick in now again. It's going to start the descent. And when I saw it was cutting across the hold, then I just exited out of the hold to make sure that we do it correctly. We don't want to continuously stay in that loop indefinitely. I mean, it was already showing me it's going the right direction, so I'm happy.
So basically, you just then exit and go to the next waypoint?
Yes. Yeah, once you press execute, it just goes to the next waypoint in your list. There's the airport right under us.
Yeah, I understand, yeah.
I love the guard rays. Look at that. At least we get guard rays. That's one thing you get in SkyMax Pro that you don't get with many other add-ons. All these guard rays. You see the rays. Interesting. Alright. Sorry, let me look down so it's not that crappy.
Sorry, Nico, I was a bit distracted there. Did it leave that hold automatically, or did you have to command it?
You have to click on hold, you have to click on exit hold to arm it, and then you have to execute it to exit.
Okay, thank you.
Right, well, there's the glide slope coming up now. This is a proper ILS. We still just need to ID the proper ILS, because that's the downwind ILS we're looking at now. That's the downwind ILS. That's why it's striked out and the course is incorrect. So we need to wait for the proper ILS to be identified on this side. Oh, these guard rays are intense. Wow.
Uncle John really doesn't look like Airbuses, does he?
1,000 to go.
No, he thinks it is rubbish.
Wasn't he a passenger on one recently, though?
Yes.
Affirmative. A380.
Still not identified the correct ILS. Interesting. Sorry, Paul.
I was just going to talk nonsense about Uncle John taking that yoke out of his hand luggage and pretending to fly the plane to scare.
I tell you
all
what,
the
that was
ladies
so
on board.
funny, Paul. That was so funny. But I had to do it twice. I had to do it at Birmingham. Hold on, was it Birmingham? Yeah, I had to do it, or was it 3 times? Birmingham, I did it. I had to do Charles de Gaulle. Yeah, Birmingham, Charles de Gaulle, both of them. And they physically had to take it out, Paul, just to confirm what I was saying to them. And I said, I've got to put all that back again.
I love the shudder as it starts to get all the turbulence from the gear and the flaps.
1,000 to go.
Okay, I better sit up right now. Been fun lying on my back here.
There it goes. It's just detected the correct ILS.
Fantastic, yeah. I was getting a bit worried there.
What, still 10 miles out? So yeah, that's good.
Way to go. I want to tell you guys something. This is just me speaking from my heart. I am going to fly this approach a few times, and there we've run out of VRAM. Oh, oh, oh. Can you guys see that?
Oh man.
Just on the last leg, we ran out of VRAM. Now I feel like crying. Oh.
Well, we all know what the last bit looks like, don't we?
You arrived.
Yeah, I arrived. Well, I can't log it for the VA now, so
I see. So it was
I'll have to fly the flight again. I know they'll get it fixed. I know. I'm under no illusion. My heart is broken, but I'm a big boy. I will survive. I mean, the whole idea was to test Vulcan. We know it, can do the job. It just needs that final push to get proper. I think it was great fun. I mean, like I was just saying, I'm going to fly this approach a couple more times. Thank you, Cole. I appreciate that one. This is
it stopped after you said that. That's the weird thing.
yeah. So we're gonna fly it a couple of times because we love it. I mean, I like what I see, and yeah, thanks, Paul. At least some of you now have an indication of what to expect. We've discussed a lot of things, you've seen a lot of things, and I think AO, forwards, onwards, sound like I'm trying now. Forwards, onwards, let the guys do their job and we'll fall in behind. And we're going to do plenty more tests and test flights with you. So, yeah, all in all, a good show. I think there was a lot of value.
Yeah, thanks, Nico. I mean, there was still stuff in there, to learn. There's always new stuff.
Yeah.
When you do these bits and pieces to pick up, so it's all cumulative. So, yeah, still good to watch.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. Damn. Okay, well, no replays or nothing for now. Gentlemen, I have no idea what the time is. Let me quickly see. What is the time? So locally it's about 5. I'm not promising anything, but keep a lookout for another stream maybe a little bit later on. I'll hear what the family says because it's Sunday afternoon and so on. And if nothing happens dramatically on the family side, we'll be back about, I would say, about 2 hours from now, maybe. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we'll check you guys in the week. Sorry, one more time. Remember, in the week, if I'm not on YouTube, I will be on Twitch. Just go and look at my community post for the links and stuff. And also, it is below every video, so just find me on Twitch then. Okay, I've said enough. Next.
Next is me. All you guys who've contributed to Nico, a massive thank you. Really appreciate that. We will get in that card. We will. Paul's spelt it out. I've spelt it out a few times.
Yeah.
But to you guys who contributed today, a massive, massive thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I can't thank you enough. I'm looking so forward to a better system with that because the 32 gig RAM upgrade I did last week was on a special and I couldn't let that pass. So I had to do that. So I'm geared. The next big thing will be the VGA card and I'm looking forward to that. I see there were other questions here. Yes, I am using a honeycomb yoke. If you go into my private hangar, I did update the PDF. You will see in my private hangar is a PC spec. It's updated with the new hardware and stuff. So go have a look there. I will also try and remember to update the specs in Streamlabs when you guys type in !PC to get the response correct, to show the correct details. And that will be my homework.
Okay, I'm going to sit with my wife, Rana. Thanks again, Nico, for that.
Big
I'm
pleasure,
leaving the
guys.
PC now. Thank you again.
Big pleasure. Okay, enjoy, guys.
And thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. It was lovely having you here. See you guys later or tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, Uncle John, as well. And Paul. Bye.
Bye all.